wanna see your face. I wanna know your heart. I wanna walk with you every day of my life, God.
Good morning. Oof. Welcome to day 2 of Devos with Debbie. So just full disclosure, it's mornings like today where there is so much to do and everything's going wrong that I am so tempted to not spend time with God. There's so much on my to-do list and pressure and urgency, but really I need God. The busier I am, even. So I'm grateful for this because honestly, I probably wouldn't have had my quiet time this morning with everything that's going on if I hadn't started yesterday. This little accountability thing. So, woo! Yeah, one thing that stood out to me today was in Luke. And it's the story we've all heard many times about building your house on the sand versus on the rock, and how building your life on God is what's going to help you weather the storms of life like a rock. It says he is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when a flood arose, the stream broke out against the house and could not shake it because it had been well built. And just seeing this idea of being like digging deep and laying the foundation on the rock, I think part of that is just pursuing God, and also making the space for God in your life, cutting out the parts that don't need to be there, the parts that are taking up where he could be. Cutting that out and filling it with Christ, our rock, our salvation. Yeah. So it's a good reminder for me this morning that this is worth it, spending time with God even in the midst of the chaos. And another thing that just touched on one of my passions was in Romans, where we really see the heart of Paul. And Paul says, he's talking about like what his work is and his motivations behind it as he critiques the Roman church, giving his thoughts on how they could improve. And one of them, in this section, he says, "And thus I make it my ambition to preach the gospel, not where Christ has already been named, lest I build on someone else's foundation. But as it is written, those who have never been told of him will see, and those who have never heard will understand." And this also is just a reminder to me that the kind of work that I do is worth it. That we should be wanting to preach the gospel where Christ hasn't been named, where there's no knowledge of who Jesus is. But furthermore, it comes with this beautiful hope. And actually, where's that from? It looks like it's from Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah 52:15. Those who have never been told of him will see, and those who have never heard will understand. That is just so filled with hope. And also, that is our God. Like, our God is not exclusive. He wants to bring people who are not in his fold into his fold. And he wants people to know who he is. And he will go through great lengths to reveal himself. Even through creative ways nowadays, through dreams and visions and stuff. So it's just exciting to think about this being the God that we serve and the God that I know. So this one's short. This day's cray. But it's worth it to spend time with God. Okay. See you later.